A man accidentally glanced at the sun and unexpectedly saw a woman carrying a coffin. Just because they made eye contact, the woman dropped the coffin and turned away, but the chains on the coffin started to snap one by one. When it opened, a massive black hole formed in the sky. At this moment, the black hole was devouring everything around it, even causing the entire back mountain to collapse. From the distant Lin family mansion came countless terrified screams. You stood there, blankly watching everything closest to the black hole, yet strangely not being sucked in. Just then, a mechanical prompt echoed in your mind. Detected host's life in danger, meeting the criteria for the warden of the Celestial Gods and Demons Asylum's final succession plan. Finding successful. Congratulations, Lin Yuan, on successfully succeeding as the warden of the Celestial Gods and Demons Asylum. Just an hour ago, your cousin Lin Tian and the Grand Elder had joined forces to strip you of your supreme status and left you to die in the back mountain. Unexpectedly, you gained a golden finger. The appearance of the black hole plunged the entire Lin family into an apocalyptic panic. Lin Tian, who had just taken your supreme status, was now pale with fear, staring intently at the ever-expanding dark vortex. What is that thing? A roar capable of tearing the sky apart came from the depths of the black hole. The roar carried an aura of endless majesty and destruction. Just the shockwave alone caused Lin Tian and the Grand Elder to simultaneously spit out blood and collapse. Falling to the ground immediately, an enormous dragon head slowly emerged from the black hole. The dragon's head was larger than a mountain, its pitch-black scales shimmering with runes of destruction, and its two dragon eyes were like two blood-red suns, overlooking this tiny continent with disdain. The despising dragon, a terrifying creature from ancient legends that could devour the starless sky. Lin Tian and the Great Elder were first filled with fear, but then their gaze fell on the person closest to the black hole. Fear turned into extreme joy and malice. Ha ha ha, Lin Yuan! Retribution! This is your retribution! Lin Tian clutched his chest and laughed maniacally. You worthless fool! Even in death, you will be devoured by the despising dragon, leaving not even bones behind. What a satisfying sight! The Great Elder also revealed a cruel smile. The enormous head of the despising dragon turned towards you, and in its eyes, the tiny human isn't even enough to fill the gaps between his teeth. He opens his massive mouth, ready to swallow you along with the ground beneath you. You slowly sit up from the ground, not even glancing at your laughing enemy, just tilting your head. You examine the gigantic creature in front of you. Tentatively, you reach out your hand. According to the system instructions, it seems you, as the warden, have some privileges. The newbie gift pack has been issued, including a rusty soul-binding chain. A rusty, fragile-looking chain appears in your hand, seemingly ready to break at any moment. You weigh it in your hand. It's quite hefty. Under the dumbfounded gaze of Lin Tian and others, you stand up, swing your arm in a circle, and aim the chain in your hand at the neck of the contemptuous dragon. He's gone mad, using a broken chain to attack a dragon. He's really lost his mind at the brink of death. However, in the next moment, an absurd scene unfolds that they will never forget. The elephant appeared, and that rusty iron chain extended infinitely in an instant, accurately looping around the neck of the contemptuous dragon, as thick as a mountain range. A strange ripple flashed by, and the original oppressive, contemptuous dragon of heaven and earth, its massive body twisted and shrank in an instant. In the time it takes for a breath, the terrifying dragon that could devour the stars turned into a small, palm-sized, pitch-black mudfish, which fell to the ground with a thud, still flapping around. The rusty iron chain on its neck turned into a small collar, tightly locked. The entire place fell silent, and the laughter of Lin Tian and the Great Elder abruptly stopped, their expressions frozen into comical sculptures. You walked up to the little mudfish, bent down, and it bared its teeth at you, hissing and roaring, trying to show its last bit of dignity. You lifted your foot and gently kicked its head. What's all the noise about? Don't you know you're disturbing my eyes? Newcomer, you don't have to queue up to work in the factory. 3 consecutive questions, filled with the impatience of a capitalist. The dragon was kicked and rolled several times on the ground, completely dumbfounded. It, the mighty contemptuous dragon, destroyer of worlds, was now being kicked by someone. Meanwhile, Lin Tian and the Great Elder in the distance were no longer petrified. Their worldview was shattered by your kick. You grabbed the tail of the contemptuous dragon, lifted it upside down, and the little creature was still struggling defiantly. You glanced at it, carried it to an open space in the backyard, pointed at a pile of messy ores, and commanded, "See those things? Breathe fire on them. When you refine them into pills, that's when you'll get food." The contemptuous dragon turned its head disdainfully, unwilling to let the great Ignil breathe fire to refine pills. Ridiculous! Without further ado, the soul-binding iron chain in your hand tightened slightly, and a piercing scream echoed. The contemptuous dragon felt its soul being torn and crushed by an irresistible force. A pain far more terrifying than any physical injury. It was utterly defeated. The dragon looked at you pitifully, then obediently opened its mouth towards the pile of ores and spewed out a small stream of black lava. The lava fell on the ores, instantly melting and purifying them. The contemptuous dragon began its first production, detected the production of lava essence, converting to labor value. Congratulations to the host for earning the first labor value. 100 points. Newbie benefits triggered. Consuming 100 labor value points to reshape your foundation and generate the Warden's competitive bone. Reshape. Reshape. Without hesitation, as soon as you spoke, an indescribable warm current surged from within you, instantly flowing to the hollow spine at your back. Flesh and blood regenerated, muscles and bones reconstructed. A brand new bone with a dark aura slowly formed in your spine. On that bone, mysterious runes of law were engraved, carrying a domineering aura that suppressed all heavens and forbade all laws. The weakness of having your bone extracted. The feeling of emptiness is replaced by an unprecedented strength. You even feel that with just a thought, you could imprison this world. Just then, a clamor of footsteps approaches. It's Lin Tian, returning with a group of Lin family elders and guards. At this moment, Lin Tian's face no longer shows fear, but a sickly greed. Lin Yuan, you worthless fool. What kind of luck did you stumble upon to be able to control that black hole? Lin Tian points at you, commanding, hand over the control method immediately. Such an opportunity is not meant for a waste like you. It belongs to me, to the Lin family. They witnessed the strange scene of you subduing the demon dragon. To them, you must have had a stroke of luck, and coincidentally obtained some treasure to control the black hole. Now it's time to take back the treasure. You slowly turn around, looking at them, with a gaze as if they were dead. What did you just say? I said you should. Lin Tian's words are cut off as he suddenly sees a blur, and your figure disappears. In the next moment, a hand grips his neck, lifting him into the air. It's you. Your speed is so fast that no one present can react. Let me go. Lin Tian's feet dangle off the ground, struggling in disbelief. How can this waste, who had his bones removed, still have such strength and so powerful? You want the opportunity? Your hand slowly tightens, and Lin Tian's neck makes a cracking sound under the pressure. No, I don't want it anymore, brother. I was wrong. I was wrong. Lin Tian finally feels fear and begins to beg for mercy. You smile, but there's no warmth in that smile. Too late. With a crisp snap, Lin Tian's head droops lifelessly, his life extinguished. You casually toss aside his corpse, then reach into the void above it. A phantom soul with Lin Tian's face is forcibly pulled out from the body. No, don't! Lin Tian's soul screams, filled with fear, but you don't even glance at him. You carry the soul over to the sneering demon dragon that's busy spewing fire. You seem to be working hard. Here's a bonus. With that, you throw Lin Tian's soul directly into the blazing lava. Ah! The piercing scream becomes the first wail of overtime in this heartless factory. The demon dragon shudders in fright, spewing fire even more vigorously, while the remaining Lin family elders and guards are so terrified they collapse to the ground, losing control of their bowels. A demon! This woman is a complete demon. The coal peak of the Lin family's back mountain has stopped, not because it's sealed, but because the air of this world is forcibly frozen by a domineering pressure. You brace yourself on your knees to stand up. The back where the supreme bone was removed is now emitting dark red bloodlight. It still hurts, but the piercing sense of weakness is disappearing, replaced by a cold aura known as the Warden. Dragon, stop playing dead, get to work. You kick the stinking demon dragon that was just boasting about devouring the starry sky. At this moment, it shrinks to 3 inches long, humbly spitting fire. A rusty soul-binding chain is wrapped around its neck, tightening with each flicker of flame. It's not that it wants to work, it's afraid of dying. In the system's logic, creatures that don't create surplus value aren't even qualified to be consumables. Master, is this heat okay? The demon dragon's voice is hoarse, carrying a weariness from life's grinding edges. In the distance, the Lin family's great elder and Lin Tian haven't recovered from their shock. Lin Tian holds the blood-stained supreme bone, his fingers trembling. He can't understand how someone doomed to die suddenly became capable of breeding monsters that scorn the demon dragon. The sky suddenly splits open, and a pure golden rainbow spans the horizon, blindingly bright. The clouds churn as a massive flying boat, entirely crafted from white jade, slowly descends.